What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're doing things a little bit differently today. Today I'll be teaching you how to make the perfect thumbnail for your Call of Duty or gaming video. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. Here we go. All right, what you guys want to do once you get into the game, go right into a custom match. You want to change up the settings like this. So what I do, I set the time limit to the maximum time, and then the score limit I just put to about 100. It doesn't really matter. Everything else you don't touch. Go over here to team, player view, set that to free. Everything else you just want to turn off. All the mini maps, UAVs, all the HUD stuff you want to turn off. Make sure none of that is on so you don't see it in the thumbnail. After all that's turned off, you want to select your map. So usually what I do is pick a map with good color, good vibrance, just to get a better picture for the thumbnail. We'll go ahead and keep it on Farm 18. Haven't really used this map much, so we'll go ahead and try this one out. And after that, what you want to do, go ahead and get to your guns. You want to pick the gun that you want to use for your thumbnail. I like to use snipers all the time, so I'm going to use a sniper. I'm going to go ahead and use the Signal 50 for this video, and I'm going to run the Orion camo. So after you pick your gun, you really don't need anything else. You just go ahead and start up the game. Now once you're in the game, you want to go ahead and select your class, and then you want to go find a spot with good lighting. You want to go to where the light reflects perfectly off the gun. Kind of like this right here. And then once you get the perfect angle, you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of what you want. You can either do the inspect option, or if you want to do the reload, it also brings up the gun for different variations as well. Personally, I like the look of the inspect, especially when he cocks it back like that right there. That just looks so clean, and it's so perfect for a thumbnail. So once you get that, what you want to do is go ahead and change teams, go to spectate. Spectate is free. That's why we have this option here. Now what you want to do is fly around the map. You can go to the same spot you were at if you'd like that, or you just go find any area of the map that you like for the thumbnail. Let me look around, see what I can find. I'm gonna go ahead and use this part of the map. Once you find the part of the map that you want to use, go ahead and take all of your screenshots and then go right into Photoshop. And when you guys are in Photoshop, what you want to go ahead and do is make a new file. And when you make the new file, the settings are going to be 1280 by 720. You're going to do a 300 resolution. Make sure it has pixels and inches. Do an RGB color for the color mode. Just kept this 8-bit, and the background content is just going to be white. But once you get all that, go ahead and click create. Bring up the board, and then you're going to go ahead and add in your screenshots. All right, then once you get both of your screenshots in here, what you're going to do, go ahead and click on the gun image first. We're going to work on this first. You're going to go over here and select the pen tool. Then you're going to basically outline the image. This is going to be the best way to get the best quality when we cut this image out from the background. Go ahead and start here at the bottom. You want to make sure you get this as close as you can so we don't mess it up. Just go ahead and make a dot, and then you just outline the entire image, and you just try to make it as neat as you can. You want to get everything in there that you want. Just go ahead and outline, bring it in. When you go around these loops, what you could do is also hold and click, and it kind of curves around the image too to make it a little bit easier to get those curves in there. And then you just keep going all the way up the gun until you completely finish. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, when you get the image basically cut out, what you want to do is go ahead and head over here, and you want to connect all of the dots of your image like this. You want to make sure everything is combined properly and everything is connected. And then what you're going to do is head over here to on the right side of the screen, go to paths, click paths. It'll show your work path. Hold down control, and then you want to click the little image in the box it shows. That will select the entire image. And then what you do from here, you go back to layers, you go over to the layer, and you click Control J. And what that does, it makes a copy of the layer, but it's only your outline because you selected that. And then you go ahead and then you take away this image, and then you are just left with the outline of your gun. And once you're left with this, there is a couple spots that still need touched up. As you can see down here, the gun is still showing. You still have your streaks and the field upgrade on the right arm. What we're going to do here, we're going to go over to the three little dots, and then we are going to go ahead and select the spot healing brush tool. So you go ahead and click on that. You can use your bracket keys to make it bigger and smaller, and then you want to zoom in on the image, and then you want to head over here, and then you want to basically just trace this with the marker. In theory, it should smoothly go away. Now sometimes this can be a little tricky, and you kind of got to play with it until you get it right. But you just keep outlining that image until what you need happens. So just like that. And right here, I have my center dot. Go ahead and do the same thing, get rid of that. And then on the right-hand arm, this is gonna be a little tricky because the image is a little odd. It's multiple colors, so it's probably not gonna turn out as smooth. We're just gonna start with the arm first, try to get it colored in. As long as we don't see yellow, that's all I care about. I'll be happy with it, just like that. And then go ahead and get the streaks out of here. It's all over the arm, and there we go. It is gone. Looks a lot better. You can kind of see a little bit of the blur at the bottom, but no one's really gonna notice. You will be fine. And another rule of thumb, you go ahead and click Control, click on the little image on this layer again, select it one more time, and you go over here to Select, and you want to click Modify. Now, when you go to Modify, go down here to Contract, and then you're going to contract 1 pixel. So from the previous image, it makes it a little bit smoother, so you don't have that weird outline color. And then you go ahead and click Control D to deselect it, and then you're good in that part. Now onto the map. This part's a little easier because there's not as much to work with. What we want to do first, we want to go ahead and use this same spot healing brush tool. We want to get rid of this little yellow outline with my name here at the bottom. So what you're going to do, you want to select that layer and you want to go ahead and convert this image into a smart object. You want to go ahead and outline this yellow again, draw over it, and it should take care of it. Now this little shading part down here, I'm not going to worry about getting rid of that with the brush. All I'm going to do is just grab this little corner and expand the image. It's going to make it a little bit bigger just so that disappears. So as you can see with this image, it is very bland. The sky has nothing going on for it. So what I'm going to do, take the pen tool again from the previous step, and I'm just going to go ahead and start here at the top. I'm going to basically outline the line that connects the sky to the building. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to cut this out. Give me one moment. All right, now once you cut out the image, go ahead and connect it again. You do see some sky down here a little bit. What we're going to do is go in with an eraser, and we're just going to go ahead and erase that. It'll be a little easier and quicker at the end of the day, and we don't have to worry about the pen tool and all that hassle. So after you get this, go ahead and go over to paths again. You know the drill. Control, click on the image. It'll select it, and then all you do from here, you go back to layers, make sure your layer is selected. All you do is click delete. And after you click delete, it will delete the background image. And then what you do from here, go over to select. You want to go over to inverse. This will switch the image from the outline of the sky to the outline of the buildings. So when you click inverse, it'll go ahead and outline everything else besides the sky. And you do the same thing we did before. Select, go down to modify, contract, and go ahead and contract 1 pixel. That just takes a little bit of the sky color back away from the image that we want. And after that, Control D, deselect, boom, we got our map. And what we want to do from here, you just want to go to Google, you want to find a good picture of a sky, and you want to paste it into Photoshop. All right, when you go ahead and find your sky image, you want to go ahead and place it in here. You're going to go over here to the layers, and you're going to drag the image below the screenshot of the map. And then once you get that behind, we can see some of the editing up top that we still need to do. What we're going to do is grab the eraser tool, we're going to zoom in, and then we're going to go ahead in here, and then we're basically just going to get rid of all of the previous sky. Now, if you get rid of some of the bushes and stuff, no one's really going to notice those tiny details, but you don't want to make it look crappy. What we're going to do now is match the color of the sky to the image. So we're going to go over here to the little half circle icon. We're going to go ahead and click vibrance, and then we're going to add the vibrance directly to this layer, which is the image itself. So what you do is hover over the vibrance. You want to hold Alt, go to the bottom of the layer until you see the little drop arrow, and then you go ahead and click that. That'll lock the vibrance layer only to the map screenshot. So the only thing that'll be affected is the screenshot itself. So what we're going to do is go ahead and play around with the saturation and the vibrance, and we're going to try to match up the color scheme of both images. So give me one moment. All right, there we go. We kind of match the color scheme to the sky and the building a little bit. What I did here, I did have to add a second vibrance layer to the sky itself just to kind of lower it because it was a little bright, but we got that taken care of. All right, now what we want to do is take the screenshot of our gun and take it all the way to the very top layer. There, just like that. And the gun's going to be in the very center of the image. Make sure you have it centered the way you want it, and you can adjust the sizing and everything and just kind of customize it the way you want it to fit on the screen. And once you have everything the way you want it, what we're going to do is match the color of the gun to the background image as well. So we're going to go over here, the semicircle icon again, add another vibrance layer. We're going to add this one to the gun. So you make sure it's over the gun, hover over vibrance, Alt, and then click down. That vibrance will only affect the gun. So you go over here to vibrance, put mine very high up. I love vibrance on my thumbnails. And then you go to saturation, you kind of play around with it until you get a color that is comfortable to you, kind of like that. It's very bright and colorful, and that is perfect for me. Now after that, we are going to do a little bit of customization on the gun image itself to make it stand out from the entire image. So go over here to the layer of the gun, go ahead and click on that. In this empty space here, this is also a button. So you go ahead and double click this. It'll bring up a small menu, kind of like this. You go over here to drop shadow to make a shadow to go under the gun. Then you go over here to outer glow. And what this does, it brings a glow on the outside of the gun. Usually for my thumbnails, what I like to do is a white color to make it clean. However, you can use any color you like. Over here, I make it white. Kind of makes it stand out more, look a little better on the thumbnail itself. White is a little bulky for me, so I'm going to go ahead and change the sizing and make it down a little lower. So it's not super prominent, but you can still notice it. So once you get that part down and you're satisfied with how that looks, go over here to the layer of the gun again. Go ahead and select that, and you're going to go over here to filter. You're going to go down to sharpen, and you're going to go ahead and just click. Now what this does, this is going to sharpen the image and make the gun look a little more defined. Now most people are happy with an image like this for the thumbnail, and they call it a day. What I like to do, I like to add a brightness and contrast layer. This will make the image a little bit brighter. Go ahead and brighten it up, and then go ahead and adjust the contrast to make it look a little better as well. And another good thing to do when you go to your background image of the screenshot in the sky, what I like to do is go ahead and merge both of those layers into one. So you go ahead and select your screenshot of the map and the vibrance layer to that. You hold down shift, you click on both of them, and then you click right, and then you go to merge layers. That creates that into one whole layer. And then do the same thing for the sky as well. Hold shift, click on the sky layer, and then the vibrance to the sky. Right click your mouse, merge layers, There you go. Now you have two separate layers for both of those. And then now what you can do, if you wanted to, is merge both of those layers. So shift on the map layer and then the sky layer, same thing, merge layers. Now both of those images are one entire image, just like that. And then what you do from here, you click on that one image, go over here to filter. You want to go ahead and sharpen that as well. Make that look a little more defined. And then from here, this is where it gets fancy. So click on that layer again, go over to filter, and you're going to go down to blur. And when you go to blur, you're going to go down here and you're going to find radial blur. And this little box will pop up here. You go to zoom, best quality, and then the amount. The number I like to use is 9, so right below 10. And once you click OK, that background is going to blur and it's going to look so clean. And again, a lot of people will just leave it like this and they will love the way it looks and they'll use it. If you want to add a little more to the image, what I like to do is a couple things. First thing is text. I always like to use text in my images as well. Go ahead and you make a text. You want to get a nice bubbly font. I'm just going to use the word tutorial for the video. Go ahead and confirm that. And then you're going to go ahead and make this big, put it over top of the image just like that. And then what you can do to make it look a little cleaner and a little more professional, you go over here to the tutorial text layer and you're going to take that and you're going to drag it all the way down below the gun but above the image. So it's under the gun but over the image, just like this. And what this is going to do, this is going to make it look super clean, super professional, just like your gun is over top of the text layer, just like that. And now if you want to make the text look even better, you're going to go over here to the text again, and then you're going to double click like we did for the gun, and it's going to bring up this little box one more time. You're going to do drop shadow again. You can do outer glow if you want to make it glow. The white does look pretty clean. Is there any other colors that look better? Make it kind of shine here. Make it kind of shine here. And then we're going to go ahead and adjust the drop shadow a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. That, boom. That already looks super clean. And then here's another little secret to make it look even better. You go over here to the gun layer again, and you're going to go over here to the brush tool. You want to make sure you have the soft round brush selected, and then you want to put the color mode on lighten. And then you go over here to the brush, select that. You want to pick the color of your choosing. What I recommend is just use the color of the gun. So this is a lot of blues and purples. So I'm going to go here with the dropper tool, select that color, click OK, and then anything with the blue color on it, I'm just going to trace over with this marker here, and it's just going to make it pop and make it look like it's glowing, just like that. And up here's a little more orange and purple, so we're going to do the same thing, change the color, go to that orangish color, just like that. We're going to trace over it, make it look like it's glowing anywhere there's orange, and then one more time for that purple color, go ahead and trace over anything where there's purple. All right, and then once you get that glow on there, there's just one more step that it is optional. What you can do, go over here and click on the background image, and then go over here to filter. You can go to render, and then you're going to go down to lens flare. This will add a lens flare light background to make it look super clean. So you just go ahead and position the light wherever you want it to be, just like that. And you can adjust the brightness on it too. Don't want to make it too bright. Boom. So just like that, it'll go on your background and it will definitely make your image pop. And guys, I think we are finally done. That is everything you need to know on how to make a thumbnail for your Call of Duty or your gaming video. It's super straightforward, super simple. And at first you're going to find it is going to be a little hard to kind of get everything down and remember the buttons, but I promise you, you will get it down. It will take some time, but soon you will be so good at this and making thumbnails will be nothing. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you have learned something or if this video has helped you in any way at all. Please feel free to subscribe. We are so close to our goal of 1,000 subs, and any help would just be greatly appreciated. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in the next video.